Jamaica might seem like a small dot on the map, but it holds a secret that makes powerful nations pay close attention. It's not just its beaches or reggae music that grab the world's interest. Nestled in the heart of the Caribbean, Jamaica is home to one of the largest natural harbours in the world and boasts some of the most advanced shipping ports in the entire region. This makes the island a golden gateway for global trade. But here's where the story gets even more intriguing. One superpower is working quietly but aggressively to cement its influence in Jamaica, while another watches with growing frustration. Keep watching, because we're about to unravel the power struggle over this tiny but strategically critical island. For decades, the United States has considered Jamaica its backyard. Its close proximity and strategic location have made the island a key player in the eyes of US policymakers. However, there's another player that has entered the game: China. In recent years, China has been pouring billions of dollars into Jamaica, funding projects like the Kingston Freeport Terminal, the North-South Highway, and the South Coast Highway Improvement Project. These aren't just any infrastructure projects, they're game changers that could redefine Jamaica's role in the global economy. But why would China invest so heavily in this Caribbean island? And what does it mean for Jamaica, caught between these two superpowers? China's investments in Jamaica aren't just about helping the island's economy. They're part of a much larger plan known as the Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI. This massive global strategy, launched by China in 2013, aims to connect Asia, Africa, Europe and the Americas through a network of trade routes, ports and infrastructure projects. Think of it as China's way of creating its own version of the ancient Silk Road, but on a scale that the world has never seen before. Jamaica, with its prime location in the Caribbean, is a perfect piece of this puzzle. By investing heavily in Jamaica's infrastructure, China isn't just securing trade routes, it's planting its flag in a region long dominated by the United States.
Jamaica has reaffirmed its commitment to the One China principle during Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi's visit to the Caribbean country. Wang Yi met with Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Foreign Minister Camilla Johnson-Smith as the two countries mark the 5th anniversary of their strategic partnership. Wang Yi says bilateral cooperation under the Belt and Road Initiative has been fruitful, and China looks forward to working with Jamaica to further align development strategies. He also says China supports Jamaica in safeguarding its sovereignty and playing a more important role in regional and international affairs.
China's been very good to Jamaica, and China's been a very good infrastructure development partner. We benefited from Chinese investment and Chinese loans, particularly during the period of time when there was a global recession, 2008 to 2010. And we use that to support the development of infrastructure, particularly our highways. And that has been an economic boom for us.
What makes this even more fascinating is the way Jamaica's geographical advantages align with China's goals. The island sits at the crossroads of major shipping lanes, making it a critical point for global trade. For China, gaining a foothold here means more than just profit. It's about influence, strategy and control. Imagine the leverage they could have over international trade if they dominate key points like Jamaica. But as you'll see in a moment, this isn't sitting well with everyone, especially not the United States. Now, before we explore the implications of this rivalry for Jamaica and the world, don't forget to share this video with a friend, making sure we are staying informed. Your support keeps Thriving Threads thriving and ensures we can continue to bring you stories that matter. And stick around, because the stakes in this story are about to skyrocket. Let's talk about why this is such a big deal for the United States. While China is busy investing in Jamaica's future, the US seems to be playing catch-up, or maybe not playing at all. Unlike China, the United States hasn't made any significant infrastructure investments in Jamaica in recent memory. Sure, the US maintains a cultural and historical relationship with the island, but when it comes to building roads, ports or highways, it's been largely absent. This lack of engagement has created a vacuum that China is more than happy to fill. But here's where the tension really starts to build. The US isn't just losing influence in Jamaica, it's losing it in a region it has long considered its own. For decades, American presidents have treated the Caribbean as part of the US sphere of influence, ensuring that no other superpower gets too close. Now, with China investing billions and strengthening ties, the US faces the unsettling reality of competition right on its doorstep. What will Washington do to push back? Or is it already too late? Keep watching, because this battle is far from over, and what happens next could shape the future of global politics. At this point, you might be wondering how Jamaicans feel about all of this. On the one hand, China's investments have brought undeniable benefits. Major infrastructure projects like highways and shipping terminals are helping modernize the island, creating jobs and boosting economic growth. For many Jamaicans, these developments are a welcome change from years of stagnation. But there's another side to this story. Critics argue that China's involvement comes with strings attached. The Belt and Road Initiative has a history of burdening countries with debt, and when they can't repay, China often takes control of key assets. Could Jamaica be next in line? If you're finding this video insightful so far, don't forget to comment below with your thoughts on China's role in Jamaica. Do you see it as an opportunity for growth or a potential trap? Your feedback helps us understand what stories matter most to you, and we love hearing your perspectives. Now, here's the kicker. China's investments in Jamaica aren't just about money or trade. They're about rewriting the rules of global influence. By establishing a strong presence in Jamaica, China is sending a clear message to the world and to the United States. It's a message that says, we're here and we're not backing down. But for Jamaica, the stakes are incredibly high. The island now finds itself at the center of a tug-of-war between two of the most powerful nations on Earth. How Jamaica navigates this delicate balance could determine its future for decades to come. But this story is just getting started. We've explored how Jamaica's strategic location makes it a prize for global powers, and how China's investments align with its Belt and Road Initiative. But what does this mean for the Caribbean region as a whole? And how will the US respond to losing ground in what it considers its own backyard? Those are the questions we'll dive into next, so stay tuned as we dive deeper into this complex issue. Jamaica's dilemma becomes even more complicated when you consider the growing power of BRICS. This coalition of Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa has been steadily gaining influence on the global stage. Back in 2018, Jamaica was invited to attend a BRICS assembly. This invitation wasn't just a casual gesture, it was a signal that BRICS sees Jamaica as an important player in global politics. And why wouldn't they? Jamaica's location, resources and untapped potential make it a valuable ally for any superpower or coalition of superpowers. The fact that BRICS is courting Jamaica raises eyebrows in Washington and adds even more tension to this already complicated situation. Now, let's take this a step further. One of the reasons why Jamaica is gaining so much attention is the possibility of oil reserves off its shores. In January 2025, Jamaica plans to conduct piston core sampling to explore the seabed for oil. If these tests confirm significant reserves, it could be a game changer, not just for Jamaica, but for the entire Caribbean region. Piston core sampling, for those unfamiliar, is a method of extracting sediment from the ocean floor to study what lies beneath. It's a technique that could reveal hidden treasures in the form of black gold. But here's the twist. If oil is found, who stands to benefit most? Jamaica, the US, or China? This is where Trump's concern becomes even more pointed. The United States is one of the world's largest consumers of oil, and any potential new source is of immense interest. But if China remains a dominant player in Jamaica, it's easy to see how they could gain first access to these resources. For Trump, this scenario is a nightmare. The idea of China benefiting from oil reserves in America's backyard is almost unthinkable. It's another reason why Trump is determined to curb China's influence in Jamaica, even if it means ramping up tensions in the process. But let's not forget, this isn't just a story about superpowers. It's also a story about Jamaica's future and the tough decisions it faces. With China making significant investments and the US pushing back, Jamaica finds itself walking a tightrope. If forced to choose sides, what will it do? Aligning with the US might preserve historical ties and security guarantees. But China offers financial investments and economic development that are hard to ignore. And then there's the looming presence of BRICS, which presents a third option. A chance for Jamaica to chart a more independent course by aligning with a group that challenges Western dominance. As this power struggle plays out, the stakes for Jamaica couldn't be higher. The country has the opportunity to transform its economy and secure a brighter future for its people. But at what cost? Will accepting Chinese investment come with strings attached, as critics often warn? Or will Jamaica manage to leverage its strategic position without becoming a pawn in a global game of chess? These are the questions that will define the next chapter of this story, and the answers won't be easy. If this video has kept you engaged, don't forget to subscribe to Thriving Threads. By subscribing, you ensure you won't miss the next installment of our deep dives into the stories that shape our world. Your support allows us to continue unraveling the complexities of global power struggles and bringing you the insights that matter. Jamaica's role in this unfolding drama is more significant than most people realize. It's a small island with outsized importance, sitting at the intersection of history, geography, and geopolitics. As the US and China continue their tug-of-war, the choices Jamaica makes could have ripple effects far beyond its shores. Will it become a key ally for China, helping to reshape the balance of power in the Caribbean? Or will it align with the US to maintain the status quo? And how will the potential discovery of oil add fuel to this already fiery battle for influence? The answers to these questions are still unwritten, but one thing is clear: the stakes couldn't be higher, not just for Jamaica, but for the world. What happens here could set a precedent for how small nations navigate the pressures of competing superpowers. It's a story of opportunity, risk, and the uncertain road ahead. This is Thriving Threads, where every thread we pull unravels a deeper story. Like, comment and subscribe, and let us know, if you were Jamaica, which path would you choose? If you found this video insightful, feel free to check out this next video that speaks about how Jamaica's most strategic resources are being sold off to foreigners, one of them being China. Click the video on your screen. You won't want to miss this deep dive.